guys, it's Taylor and welcome back to the Car Podcast. Today's video is going to be a little bit juicy. I actually already filmed this week's Car Podcast literally like a few days ago, and like unfortunate events kind of happened and it made me want to just refilm the whole entire episode. So I probably will still upload last week's video, quote unquote. So if you want to stay tuned to the first part of the story before it went tragically bad, then definitely subscribe to the channel, keep your post notifications on, and look forward to the first part of the story. So this story is basically how I had the worst Thanksgiving to ever exist. The first part, I just kind of need to give a disclaimer because you're probably not watching the first video because I'm going to post this one first. I went down to San Diego, Del Coronado, I believe is what it's called. They have an outdoor ice skating rink. It's very festive, Christmas lights everywhere, you know the gist. So, really fun time. I like to do things alone, and that's something I wanted to do by myself. And afterwards, I had the plan that I was gonna get laid. Now this is where things go bad. The guy went on a few dates before, and I would probably describe him as an overly sharpened pencil. What I mean by that is, he's super attractive, but he just has no personality traits. All about him, like all the time. All about financial shit. I'm not like personally good at math, so whenever you start to talk about financials and just business and real estate and stuff, like, you've lost me. Like, I'm on the other side of the cliff. Like, I'll meet you on the other side when you're done talking about it. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is a good person to get laid, but like, I have no intention of like actually taking this as a serious thing because I don't want to be bored for the rest of my life, if you know what I mean. So I went over there and I got the job achieved. But they somehow convinced me to drive them all the way to Los Angeles to spend Thanksgiving with me because they found out that I was by myself on Thanksgiving, and they were too because they didn't buy a plane ticket to go see their family, blah, blah, blah. We were gonna go on this amazing hiking trip, and then we were gonna spend the next day, and he wanted to go ice skating the next day. I don't know, that's just because he wanted to be a part of my plans and I didn't invite him, so he wanted to physically make his own plans where I was forced to do the same things with him, or what it was, but it was a little off-putting. So the last time I was filming the Car Podcast and I was updating you, that was the day that all this shit went down. So after we left his house, he packed his bag, whatever. We got home at maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning, so we just passed the fuck out. Like, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. We wake up the next day and I make him scrambled eggs. I make him avocado toast because I'm the housewife without the fucking ring, you know? I guess that's just what I am. And then we go on this hiking trip, which actually was super nice. It was probably like the only good day I've had with him. We were gonna like make a nice little dinner like later that day. Well, they were hungry. My idea was I wanted to just stop somewhere really simple because I wanted to have a chillax day. I was like, let's just go to McDonald's. Let's go to like a fast food place that's open, maybe In-N-Out. Chick-fil-A's not open because it's Thanksgiving. And then, you know, we can have our nice dinner later. And he's like, well, you don't understand. Like, we just went on a hike. We burned all these calories and you're just going to put the calories back in your body. In my head, I was like, not thinking about the calories. I was just thinking about having a good day. But I guess that wasn't for him. I ended up taking him to like a rooftop bar. Well, part of the agreement was that he was gonna pay me back for like my time. So he was kind of proposing that he wanted me to pay for everything. For the most part, I didn't order a whole lot because I thought I was gonna have to pay for this, and I was just like, not about it. I just wanted my fucking 10-piece chicken nuggets and call it good, you know? Not him. No. He goes in there, he orders 2 orders of $25 tacos, he orders 2 beers, and then I'm here, I just asked for a glass of water and a side of fries. Like, literally, that's all I asked for. This is like a rooftop bar. So over here taking all these pictures, he's talking about how he wants to like FaceTime his family, and like, he's just like fucking annoying me at this point. So I'm just waiting till the end of this, and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this guy for the rest of the day. I wanted to have like a chillax day. Like, I just hiked like 8 miles, so like, I want to chill for a little bit. So he's like, yeah, let's go to the hot tub. So he found some beers in my fridge, which I originally actually bought for my friend when she was in town, but there was some left over he found in the fridge, and he's like, oh, this is cool, like, can I have these? And I'm like, sure, like, you can have them, whatever. They haven't been drinking like 3 or 4 months, so go for it, man. So here he is, he drinks 2 more beers on top of the 2 beers he had at the rooftop bar. I wanted to drink the champagne, so I open the champagne and I'm drinking that, and he just thinks somehow that he has to drink champagne too. And this is when shit hits the fan. So in the midst of being in the hot tub, somehow my phone flies into the water, sinks to the bottom, and if you don't know what my iPhone looks like, it's definitely shattered completely on the back, and there's actually like a chip where you can see the inside of the phone on the back. So it had a case on and it had a screen protector on, but when I got it out of the water, I thought everything was going to be fine, but the phone turned green, and I remember being pissed and just telling myself that it would be alright, that I've dropped the phone in the bath water and etc. before, and the phone was fine. This is only like 6 or 7 p.m. at night. So he wants to go back in, and I said, well, do you want me just to give you the door code? I can text you the door code and I'll meet you inside. I'm over here like I'm like half a bottle of champagne in. I'm not even like really feeling it, but he, you know, is fucking gone. I think he's a lightweight, because whenever you're in a hot tub and you're drinking alcohol and you've never done it before, obviously it's gonna make you drunker quicker, and if you're not used to alcohol, you're fucking screwed. He's like passed out on my bed when I found him, and I check on him. I'm like, hey, like, I'm probably gonna make food or something. Like, did you want some? And he's like, yeah, I want steak. And I was like, okay. So I went and made the steaks, right? I'm like heated at this point. I'm just like, this guy's drunk. It's only 6 or 7 p.m. and he's fucking gone. So I went and I made the steaks. I figured out how to use the grill. Never used a grill before in my entire life. Called my friend to like help me use the grill, right? Well, he's too caught up in his own like streaming world or doing whatever. I don't even know. I called him up and I was like, hey, I don't really know how to use the grill. Do you want to help me figure it out? And he's like, Taylor, I don't even know how to use a grill. Call your dad. Like, I'm in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of streaming. I can't help you. And I was like, okay, dick. So I just was like, hang up. Like, hang up. Just hang up. You're like, no, you're no help. In the midst of that, there was one of my neighbors that like saw it all like folding down, like me getting frustrated and not knowing how to use the grill. My neighbor was like, hey, do you want me to help you make steaks? I don't want to drag this story too onwards, but moral of the story, it led to me learning how to make steaks on the grill from a neighbor, to bringing the steaks inside, to then witnessing the guy rolling off of my bed on my white comforter from Restoration Hardware. If you don't know what Restoration Hardware is, I'll give you a little highlight reel. Everything is expensive, like starting in the $600 and upward range, right? And there's parts of the comforter that are not supposed to be washed ever, so it's really important that you don't fucking ruin it with puke, right? Well, this guy rolls off onto the bed, and I guess he tried to stand up after rolling off onto the floor. That he progressively, as he stands up, starts to vomit convulsively all over my white comforter, my white ass comforter, Restoration Hardware comforter. He stands up, he turns around, and I said, oh my god, absolutely not. I walk over there, I'm like pulling the comforter out from underneath him. I'm, you know, spraying it with a Shout It Out. I'm throwing it in the washer, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, you need to sit down. He's vomiting all over the living room, he's vomiting all over the kitchen. I'm just like, hey man, you can sit anywhere but the couch. Like, the couch is like the next most expensive thing, which is also from Restoration Hardware. Moral of the story, I spent the rest of the night for about an hour trying to get the shit out of the part of the comforter I wasn't able to wash because it's goose feather. So I proceeded to use baking soda, vinegar, essential oils, a steamer, a cloth, a Dyson fan, to like try to get the smell and the stain out of the comforter. Ended up working. There's still like a little bit of a stain, but the smell is like completely gone, and it doesn't matter too much because it like goes inside of the Duna cover, which I was able to wash. And I was also trying to be nice to him. I was like offering him food. I told him I can make him something else. At this point, the steak is cold. They ended up sleeping for the rest of the day, so you know, I did my own thing. I went and took a bath. I was watching YouTube videos. I was trying to calm down. Meanwhile, he's like, you know, laying in the bed while I'm fucking cleaning relentlessly for hours and then taking a bath. So, terrible Thanksgiving. I wake up the next day to my phone completely not working. So we're gonna move on to the second part of the story. So, the ruining of the comforter to the ruining of the phone. So I woke up the next day. I actually, when I came inside, I put the phone in like a cup of rice. I had it wrapped in like paper towels and stuff, trying to get the water out. When I woke up the next morning, the phone was just completely gone. I don't have insurance on my phone. I bought it on a Black Friday several years ago and got a discount and just bought the phone flat out and added it to my parents' plan. My parents' plan, actually, they get a discount for having me on there, which is why I'm still on their plan and I don't pay for my own. The phone is my responsibility and I'm the one that pays for the phone, and my parents have nothing to do with that, if that makes sense. So the next day was me realizing that I had to take money out of my savings account in order to buy a flat out new brand new phone. Essentially, it was using the guy's phone to navigate back to San Diego because I didn't have a phone at that point. And that's not even the end of the problems here. When I was in Apple, my credit card is like so sensitive to like weird and suspicious activity that it'll just lock itself. So I called Wells Fargo after trying to make the payment and I said, can I raise the card limit? The payment's not going through. I need you to check like a text message on your phone. I tried to explain to them like, I don't really have a phone right now. That's why I'm buying a new phone. So I went through that whole hassle and I spent probably an hour and a half on the phone with Wells Fargo trying to raise my debit card limit because I had the money in the account, but I wasn't able to buy the item because it was set to a certain limit, like daily rate. So that was fun. I ended up just using a credit card after spending like almost 2 hours and not being able to access my email because I was in San Diego and not Los Angeles. I couldn't access my email, I couldn't access my phone number. I was just in a bad mood at this point. If you can just put yourself in my headspace, like you just had your favorite bedding puked all over and you spent all night cleaning it and you wake up, obviously you're like exhausted from the amount of mental stress you went through to, you know, trying to recover something that was yours, to then having to drive this guy that did it all the way back like 3 hours away to drop him off, and then him not wanting to leave and he wants to be a part of this journey to get the new iPhone because he feels bad. It just was like an endless cycle of not a good day. And I guess the third topic we're gonna talk about is going to be how I'm still in like a stressful state of mind. But I still don't have a full-time job. I had my first interview probably like a month and a half ago. I just had my second interview 2 weeks ago. I still haven't heard anything from the company. I'm just like, I don't know if I should go and seek other business ventures and like try to find another job since I have other options that I could try. Or if I just want to sit around and still play the waiting game waiting for this job that I want. So that's super stressful. The only highlight I have out of this whole entire story is I named my navigation George. We're gonna click something and we're just gonna hear his amazing voice.
Light, turn right onto North El Centro Avenue.
So hopefully this video isn't too ranty. I know it wasn't really concise in the 3-part section, but I did want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's video. My socials are on the screen and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.